Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport here on a Monday. Full house. Barnes, Tony, Danny, and Jason.
Hey, everybody.
Libertelli, Mr. Matt. What's going on?
What's up?
Get the hats on, buddy.
What's going on, man? Been a while since
I
you've
know,
on
it's been
set.
great. I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to be talking about sports with you guys. It's been quite the eventful weekend for a Mets fan.
I mean, how you been holding up? I mean, it's 13 out of 16. I mean, that's got to be tough. No?
It is tough, dude. It is
Yeah.
tough. But ups and downs of the season, you got to roll with the punches.
Any strategy, for getting through this? Just more like prop bets, like random games. Like, what are you doing?
Not betting on the Mets. It's definitely a good
Yeah,
strategy.
or
Dude,
fading the Mets.
Don't
Yeah.
let any of your bets go viral, dude. They're not
Are
going to pay
you?
anyone out, dude.
Because I mean, I'm like this with the Yankees. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would never fade the Yankees, but has that happened at all with the Mets?
No. If I want to fade the Mets, I would just not bet on the game.
Okay.
I would just I'm leaning more towards like anytime hit parlays or like maybe like pick a home run.
Okay.
Just one guy to hit a home run.
Gotcha.
Crazy. Nothing crazy. We got to keep it reel it in. You don't want to lose all your money.
Yeah. Any time on the golf course?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This weekend?
I'm going golfing tomorrow.
Are you going golfing tomorrow? Nice.
Going golfing tomorrow. I hit a 107 a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
There
there
you
we
go.
go, dude.
On the up, I started the season out like a 120. I'm trying to work my way down.
That is dope.
I've been watching I know this is a sports show, but I've been watching Stick on Apple TV.
What's that?
Owen Wilson is like a golf coach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Yep.
saw that.
It's kind of like Farrell on the golf course, pretty much.
It's like Ted Lasso on the golf course.
Which is basically Farrell, maybe a dialed down version.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Down,
mean it
yeah,
as
yeah.
like they're terrible. I'm just saying that they're like just over the top, like if you're into that type of thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very over the top, pushing an agenda.
Right.
But getting me hyped to play golf.
Awesome. No, and
That's what it's all about, dude.
I
all
love
about.
to see it. And I feel like since we started, doing the sports sport, I've just seen so many people that's happened to. And a lot of them, like, and you might be one of them, I don't know, but like just didn't expect to get into golf. And then they're just like, hooked, like love it.
Oh,
like,
dude,
can't wait
yeah.
to play as many times
Yeah.
as possible. Like,
I'm trying to get some of my buddy Harrison. He's like just like picking up clubs from like thrift shops. And I'm like, we got to get out there. People are getting the bug.
yeah,
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
100%. I forgot, Danny, do you golf or no?
No.
Mic check.
No, not really. No, my mom had a golf event on Friday that she brought my younger brother to.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Brother's the golfer.
Like a favoritism thing, or?
Nah, he's the one. He golfed in high school.
Oh, okay.
But I was the one Thursday night that went there
Mhm.
and helped set up.
Oh,
Very cool.
so he got to reap the benefits of your setup, is that what you're saying?
I guess.
Was that like kind of facetious, Tony? Or?
I mean, it seems like Danny's trying to allude to something. I don't know, man. Like-
Wait, now, anything just in particular? Why, or like, did you try it when you're younger, didn't like it, and that was it? Like, what kind of led to that?
I just haven't been in a while.
Okay.
I just haven't done it in a while. And my brother's the type of person where he like needs to critique other people's golfing.
Yep,
you're
yep,
not,
yep,
like,
yep.
Oh,
Miss me with that bullshit.
experienced.
Mm.
No, I mean, that's a complaint I've heard from people. I don't do that type of thing. Someone want to ask me something, sure, I'm not sure I can give you the right information, but yeah, but I have seen that, and people have done it to me.
Mhm.
All the golf I've
Right.
played over the years.
Oh, yeah.
So you
Like when you're not
understand.
asking for it, you're saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
But I had to say, like, I used to get tight when I was younger, and my uncle telling me, to like bite my shirt on the shoulder so I don't lift my head up, and I'm getting tight. And then it's like, well, in hindsight, I mean, I was pulling up every time.
Right. I mean, he's right.
A lot of times that is helpful information.
They are
That's true.
helpful.
Yeah.
Especially with like etiquette. I was getting I got in trouble the other week for walking through someone's line.
You didn't know about
Really?
that.
No, I didn't know about that rule.
Wow. I feel like that's something Tony was well aware of.
Yeah, it definitely would be aware of that, dude. I mean,
like usually people take it extreme, like all the way around the green. Your ball's right next to him, just so you don't step in it.
Yeah, no, but he was tight. He was
about it?
He was tight. He was like, listen, if I was another guy, like I would have screamed and yelled at you, but you next time step over the line, like.
That's wild.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Random guy?
Oh yeah, I was like playing with him. I was in a foursome, just kind of walked on the course.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, no, believe me, you never know where you're gonna get out
Jay's
there.
getting threatened.
Yeah,
I know.
But you know what my thing is too, because like certain people, they get all jacked up, and like if someone said something, but even if they weren't right, because most of the time, I mean, what are they gonna be right what they're saying with me here? But even if they're not, I'm always just like, oh yeah, no problem, man. Like it's just like what I mean. I'm not. There's no point in doing this whole thing.
Let it roll off your shoulders.
Exactly.
Most of the time, they might be right, but like if
they might be right.
If you're gonna switch up your swing in mid game, like it's up to you.
Yeah, and I feel like they're just like they might want you to, like have some big reaction or whatever, and then you don't, and they're kind of like, okay, whatever. Like I guess I'm just gonna let this go. But I do see we have a bunch of comments if we want to get to those.
Yes, we do. We have a lot to catch up on, obviously. First show back. Yeah.
A little facetious.
That's you, dude. Yeah. Ernie's number one.
I've never
buddy,
heard of this.
Dude.
Is this a new subscriber?
I mean, I guess, right? First time that he's commenting on the show here. They say, hey, Tony, how about the Mets being outscored 30-4? Win by the 32-win Pirates. Wow, dude. And there's also I was having late night contact with Ernie until 12:12 at my cousin's wedding. I had tequila, champagne, 2 Stella Artois.
Slow down, Michael.
What are we thinking? Like we're giving like maybe 3 months for the cousin's marriage?
Oh yeah.
Until,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
And Josh B says, "Yo, fam, what's good? What a day on Friday!
What
Absolutely,
a time,
dude.
Great seeing Josh B. Everyone else in the TCA, and great seeing Rick and Dave.
Yeah.
Don was a great interview. Ty.
Dude.
To see him as well. So just an all thank you to Bar A, obviously. Always a great time.
Yeah. Shout out to Pat from Bar A.
Great to meet
host,
Donna
dude.
Lee.
Yes, Donna Lee was in there.
Lovely.
Hola.
Hi, Donna.
¿Cómo está? She asks.
It's
going well.
You
Yeah.
too.
What? What did you say, Jay?
Muy bien, you too?
Yeah. What else you got?
Buenos dias.
Nice,
or
dude.
sí, right?
Sí, señorita.
Like,
Sí, señora.
highly questionable used to be sí or no with Poppy.
Yeah.
Gonzalo, right?
Jay didn't watch
Levitard.
that.
I know
I
Tony
watch
did
that.
for a second.
I like Dan Levitard.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. How do
No.
you not?
I honestly, it was something different. Honestly,
Yes.
something that you don't always get.
And then speaking of something different, Josh B says DTV the goats. He says
Josh
what's up to
B is
Donna.
the goat.
Donna says what up, Josh, and then she says you're late. What an idiot. Josh here stoked for Jay Bird.
Nope.
And then he says you're not Tiger Woods. Fuck your line. He says
He's kidding around now. Josh B doesn't seem like somebody who's stepping anybody's line. But I have to admit, like, if someone like asks me, or if it's like, oh, it's gonna take longer, they have to mark the ball, then I'm gonna go, or they're marching me the way. A lot of times I'm like, oh, just go. I honestly don't care because I know, yes, it could affect it, I guess, but like, what are they really the chances?
I mean, I feel like Josh B wouldn't be walking anyone's line.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But if he does it accidentally, Josh would be like, dude, he'll probably say that.
Fuck your line.
Fucking Tiger Woods.
Fuck your line.
Honestly.
Oh, man. What a line.
Donna Lee says, wonderful meeting everyone.
Yes.
As it was.
Donna Lee, the legend. Yeah, what a time that for sure. Just came and went. But just was an outstanding time. How was, because me and Matt, left Saturday morning. How was the rest of the time? The food.
Oh my God, dude!
You went to the Chinese restaurant, right?
Yes. So Saturday night we did Chinese. Oriental Plaza. Shout out to them. Great hometown spot.
Yeah.
They've been a restaurant for as long as I've been alive on Staten Island. So they're pretty solid, dude. Reasonably priced as well.
The prices,
dude. But full bar, General Tso's, the My Fun, the sushi, dude. They're great. Tell them what you like. They'll make you your fucking roll, whatever it is, dude. So great time. You had a scorpion bowl, to drink, which is just like you don't even know there's alcohol in there. Honestly, it's just you just suck it right down, dude. Right. It's great. So that was dope, dude. And then Sunday dinner, cooking all day, the ribs, the meatballs,
you were chef.
Sausage. Yeah, we were all. Yeah, my mother and I, dude.
That must have been outstanding.
Yes, it was awesome.
How was the drive back last night?
Simple, easy.
What time you leave?
8:30, let's say.
And then you
back here within an hour and 45 minutes.
There you go.
Jumped off the equipment, went home, showered, chilled.
3.5.
Yeah, maybe not as much as you want, dude, but it's fine.
Early in the week.
It's early in the week.
As the week goes on.
Exactly, right? Dude, exactly.
And I see a Yearney and an Ernie.
Yes, dude, we do have a Yearney with the Yer, and then Donna says Ernie, and then Ernie says, you spelled my name wrong, Donna. Because
Yearney. I think that's why.
I guess, yeah. I guess so. Ernie's trying to be funny. I don't know.
But yeah, so a lot to get to, but just wanted to do a quick, before we get into the nitty gritty. So there's a lot of venting, especially Jason over here. I could just see it in his face.
Talk about facetious, Jay. Oh man.
No. I mean, I think Jay knows I'm being serious. When you're going through a tough stretch, I mean, it's tough. You want to just air out the frustration. You've heard me do it over the years.
I have some grievances.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But just want to give a shout out. How about Aldrich
Potgieter?
First career PGA Tour win, 5 deep in the playoff. Was a 3-man playoff before Chris Kirk was eliminated. Then it was him and Max Greiserman. But Potgieter becoming the youngest South African, 22 under par, to win a PGA Tour event. So you would imagine he has a bright future ahead of him. It's interesting. I wonder if he's I'm guessing by those numbers, he must be qualified for the Open Championship.
I would think so.
They were kind of making the comparisons. Rory winning at a young age. He'd be that guy. He hits it a ton off the tee. But just what a tournament for him to get on the map. And this is what we always talk about, with the other golfers getting an opportunity here in these full field events when you got some guys taking days off. So, I mean, I think it's great to see that. And Potgieter, could be one of our, kind of emerging stars over the next couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the results from this year. I mean, when he shows up, plays second at Vedanta, and then tied 6th Charles Schwab. Other than that, you see a lot of cuts there.
No majors. So actually, I do wonder if he's in the Open Championship. But maybe with this win he's in?
I don't know. What are the stipulations?
Yeah.
I guess I can try to look it up here. Ken Aldrich in the Open wins for the playoff. I mean, maybe one of these confirms prodigious talent, wins Rocket Classic, 5-hole playoff. We know 20-year-old South Africa, youngest player. We know 9th player to win first time this season. That's kind of cool. Had to give up a lot. COVID, had to go back home, yada, yada, yada. Had opportunities to win it. Detroit Golf Club, Greiserman. Just wasn't his time, said Greiserman. Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know, dude. I think that's right. Nah, doesn't really say anything about him playing in the Open or anything.
I feel like, for some reason, though, I feel like that gets him in.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I wonder, too, sometimes it'll tell you what a win gets you at the specific tournament. But, I mean, it would be a shame if he wasn't. I mean, obviously, he hasn't. Oh, there you go.
What do you got?
Oh, no, but that's for 2009. It says for 2019, the event was part of the Open Qualifying Series.
Well, that was 6 years ago.
But anyway, I have a feeling he's going to be in because a lot of times, you win, then they get you in. But it would be a shame if he wasn't. I mean, obviously, we want to see the talent that is Aldrich Potgieter.
I was going to ask you, I mean, like I said, a lot of cuts, kind of this year specifically. I mean, do you think this is going to be a time for him to start to establish himself?
I think we've seen it. I mean, he hits the ball a ton, and obviously this tournament, obviously easier course, but he was just very consistent, making his putts. 2 birdies in the playoffs. So yeah, I mean, I think he's a rising star for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, dude. 2 birdies in the playoff. I wish I had that.
Oh yeah. Do you see Michael Thor Bjornsson was leading late yesterday, but he ended up having to settle for a tie for 4th. Just missed out in the playoff by 1 shot. Jake Knapp tied for 4th as well. Matthew Fitzpatrick, Colin Morikawa, Thurston Lawrence all tying at 19 under. Minwoo Lee at 18. Matsuyama tied for 13th at 18 under. Ben Griffin also 18 under. His strong play continues as well. So you had Aske made a birdie on 18 to finish tied for 26, 15 under. But the scoring in this was unbelievable. You had to be 6 under through the first 2 rounds to make the cut, which is
ridiculous,
highly competitive. So I think overall solid event. We got the John Deere Classic coming up this week. Another full field, another one where, we don't have too many golfers in the top 20, but, offers that opportunity, for somebody like a Potgieter to win, get on the map, get some more status. And I was just curious, actually, if he was going to be in this. What
was that?
In
Swedish?
this event. He's South African.
South African.
What's the purses for the John Deere?
Hold on. Oh, so Potgieter is in the field, by the way, next week.
He's in the field. Love that, dude.
But the field, the course, the history, the overview,
$8.4 million.
Yeah,
for the purse.
So you're probably looking at like almost $2 million for the winner here.
Pretty solid.
Still, for sure. Not like an elevated event. That's great.
Yeah.
And then we have to imagine that, I know we don't talk too much senior tour, but Patrick Harrington, the Pro Golf Hall of Famer, second career senior major championship with the win. It'll get him into the U.S. Open next year at Shinnecock. Over by Montauk. So that's going to be a great event. So congratulations to him. And this was through, the arguing, with I forgot the guy's name, but the on-course reporter from NBC Golf about helping him look for his ball. But you didn't see that?
Huh?
I thought we were talking about the show.
Were we?
Yeah. You got to look it up. Harrington. What the heck is the guy's name? It'll come up. If you just search Patrick Harrington dispute.
Padrig.
It's a Padrig. PAD.
I think it'll figure it out, right? Come on, dude.
Roger Maltby, yeah.
Roger
Let's see
Maltby.
if there's a video.
Was there a video that you saw?
There should be.
All right, let's see. I guess we can try media here. The videos.
I feel like if you spelled it. Oh, maybe that one, actually. Go to that one.
I think this is a video. This is a photo, though.
Oh.
Yeah, they kind of blew it on that one.
I feel like I could just find it on my phone.
Oh, you think so?
I could rely on you for this, but.
Listen, man. I thought it'd be something that's easy to find. I guess not, dude. Seems like you said that there's Patrick Harrington, dude.
Oh, is it like an Irish?
Yeah, he's from Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Padraig.
Let's see here. Okay. I found a video.
You got it?
Yeah, I do got it, dude.
Great. Let's get it.
Can I rely on you for it?
Let's hear it.
All right, hold on, stand by. Here we go.
You don't stand looking at somebody looking for a man. You've played golf for 40 years. You've played golf for 40 years. You don't stand hard on my stage. Well, I can tell you, as the educated the game is, you don't stand looking at somebody looking for a golf. You told me you look for hundreds of golf. You told me you told me you don't stand looking at somebody looking for a golf. That's all I'm saying. That's the educated the game.
Damn,
and to give everybody a little context here too, with Harrington, supposedly this tee shot, was well out of bounds. Kind of one of those when you're playing where you're like, all right, I'll look for it for a second, but it's probably not there. That was the situation. So, what do you think, Tony? A little, Irish temper there from Harrington, or?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe just the tensions are high, whatever. But I don't know. Was the reporter was in the wrong regardless, right? Like.
Was or wasn't?
He was he not?
Well, I guess it was, I don't know, it was something with his duties, what he was supposed to be doing on the course. Like, I guess, I don't know. It was too far deep. If you think about it, but just like, you hit a shot and it looks like it's 30 yards in the woods. Are you going to be yelling at the person you're playing with to help you look for it? Like 30 yards in?
Yeah.
I think Harrington should have seen the writing on the wall, if you ask me.
Oh,
but
wow.
I'm a big Patty guy. I think they've made up, supposedly. I was listening to PGA Tour Radio this morning since Dan Grassa is in for DNR, so I'm not listening to that vehicle, Tony. But congratulations to Pat.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
They made up, dude.
But I think that type of fire is
yeah.
why he's won 3 PGA majors and 2 senior majors.
I mean, boy, imagine if Josh B had that going on, dude.
Of course, forget about
dude, Josh, you freaking kill somebody.
He'd be on the tour right now. He'd be on the tour right now. So, but congratulations to Patty. He's a legend, and it's great that we'll get to see him at Shinnecock next year.
That's right.
Mad Dog usually does a show there too.
No kidding.
During the Open, yeah. So
that's pretty sick.
Yeah. I always wanted that golf course looks amazing. That'd be great to go there one time, but we'll have to see. What else we got here?
Looks like Donna does come back here. Second try, the great Urndini with the question mark.
That's right.
And obviously Ernie hyped about that. Let's effing go Donna, and he says let's effing go Yankees. How about the Mutts? Swept by the lowly Pirates. Skeens pitch question mark LMAO, dude.
Let's go Ernie. Let's go Yankees, and let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
All right. So the weekend that was in Major League Baseball. The Yankees taking a series here, now winners out of 3 out of 4 after taking 2 out of 3 from the A's over the weekend. Got started out on a positive note on Friday, and like it has been during this recent up and down stretch, the pitching taking center stage here as they win 3-0. Will Warren continuing to improve as the season goes on. 5 shutout innings, 2 hits, did have 4 walks, but struck out 7, throwing exactly 100 pitches. So in what's been an up and down season, he's now 5-4 with a 4.37 ERA. So definitely has shown improvement as the season has gone on. And then the Yankee bullpen, absolutely flawless. 4 shutout innings, striking out 4, only allowing 1 hit, no walks. That's how you're effective out of the pen. And Devin Williams picking up his 11th save. And it's been interesting since the Luke Weaver injury. Williams has settled into the closer role, and it looks like for now they're going to go with the 8-9 mix of Weaver than Williams. But the way he's pitching, it's hard to argue with the results. And it was good to see Luke, who did end up pitching a scoreless inning yesterday as well, kind of return to form after that rough outing he had coming off the injured list. This game didn't feature a lot of offense. Only 7 hits between the two teams. Obviously, the A's shut out. Yankees scoring 3 runs. Jazz Chisholm, did have a solo home run in the second inning. Those were the Yankees' first run of the game. And then you also had Bellinger with an RBI single and DJ LeMahieu reaching on an infield single to make it a 3-0 lead. And that, like I said, that lead would hold. So it was good to get that win, after, salvaging the final game in Cincinnati. So you felt like you had some, momentum going into Saturday, which unfortunately did dissipate. They would have something to say about this yesterday, but they get actually shut out 7-0. Clark Schmidt, the victim of the home run ball, 2 home runs allowed to result in 4 runs for the A's. So 6 innings, 4 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. And like I said, those 2 home runs allowed. A Brent Rooker's solo shot in the 4th, and then a Kurtz 3-run homer that really resulted in the game being over, and they would tack on 3 more runs as the game went on, and Yankees would turn to Hamilton and Winans after that just to get through the game. But just a game that featured no offense, 5 walks, but only 3 hits. So, those type of offensive performances are not going to get the job done. And it was interesting too, because they didn't even strike out that much for them. 7 strikeouts, not a lot, but just a lot of weak contact. JP Sears, as you would imagine, the former Yankee, who's not having a good year, has pitched well against us ever since he was traded to the A's. But he got his 6th win, 5 2/3 scoreless. So definitely was a tough game and really set up for yesterday's game to be a must win. I mean, it's the A's. You just lost a series to Cincinnati. Excuse me. You don't want to lose one to the A's, especially with the Rays breathing down your neck. And the Yankees had quite the offensive performance yesterday, scoring 12 runs on 9 hits and runners in scoring position, I guess you could say slightly better. I mean, 3 for 10 is 300. You know, obviously some missed opportunities there. And I think the surprise for me was how well Marcus Stroman pitched. You know, his first start, geez, I want to say since early May. You know, he goes 5 innings, allows 3 hits, only 1 run, you know, on a solo shot from McClever there in the 5th inning. But other than that, was flawless, you know, 2 walks and 1 strikeout. So through 74 pitches, gave the Yankees everything they could hope for there. You know, with Yarbrough injured, they're relying on Stroman to fill that 4th, 5th spot in the rotation. And it was interesting. Brubaker, you know, I think it was his 3rd appearance of the year, missed a lot of time with that back injury in spring training, kind of let the A's back in it slightly, but the Yankee offense too strong to let that happen. But he gave up 4 runs and only got 1 out. But then you had Loaizaga, Hill, Hamilton, all combined for 3 2/3 scoreless innings, striking out 4, and only allowing 1 walk and no hits. So the Yankee bullpen coming up strong again. And then the offense, you know, early, often, you know, throughout this game. And Luis Severino, I think the 2 games that he's faced the Yankees has allowed 14 earned runs. In this game, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, and 2 home runs allowed. And if you look at, you know, the production in this game, Cody Bellinger was 3 for 5 with a 3-run homer, and Judge 2 for 4 with 2 home runs. And then Jazz Chisholm Jr. was 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs, a triple, and a solo home run. So he has been absolutely on fire since coming off the injured list. He's played about a month worth of games, hitting well over 300, OPS over 9, making great plays defensively. And it was worked out well. You know, late in the game, he actually struck out, and everybody thought it was a hand injury because, like, he doesn't even make contact with the ball, but he's holding his elbow, his hand. But he stayed in the game, so no problem. Crisis averted. You know, they were suggesting this could be like a Benintendi injury. So, you know, that would be the last thing the Yankees need. So it was great to see him get out unscathed there. Also, you know, I talked about it. It seems like I've worked it, you know, I don't know, wished it into fruition, whatever you want to call it. But Ben Rice with the start at catcher, you know, for Austin Wells. So I think that's his 2nd start in a week behind the dish, and he did a great job as well. I know hitting has been up and down recently, but
he homered
I think
this weekend, though.
Great. I don't know if he did homer. Maybe on Friday. I know no, or that was Thursday. Let's see. No, he hasn't homered since Tuesday.
Oh shit! My bad.
Yeah. Come on, dude.
I know.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Come on, dude.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah. Brian's a good example of that.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, him.
Preaching to the choir.
But yeah, I love that they're doing that. You know, Peraza also got the start at second base. I hope that they, you know, do more of that because LeMahieu had some more plays this weekend, balls that he just can't get to. So hopefully they do that. I know they're exploring the trade market for a second or third baseman. So you want to see that, and I would like to see another reliever. I mean, it would really lengthen this bullpen. And then you think about a third baseman like a Suarez. I mean, I think that'll really get us to where we need to be. And it was good to see the Orioles do us a favor yesterday. They won. So I believe now we're at 1.5 games up on the Rays. 3 up on Toronto, who we have a 4-game set with at the Rogers Center. So that's a very important series. And now 8 ahead of Boston and 12 ahead of Baltimore. So in a good spot, 48-35, despite, you know, some rough stretch mixed in there. And, you know, win tonight will give you 4 out of 5. And those are the type of stretches, you know, you want to see after a cold stretch to kind of get you back into things. So all in all, you know, I feel like we're in a pretty good place. And I like the pitching matchup tonight for us. You know, with Carlos Rodon on the hill, obviously he's been one of the best pitchers in the American League. I would not be surprised if he's named to the American League All-Star team. Max Scherzer, I think it's second start off the injured list, but it seems like he's kind of, just past his prime at this point. So it feels like it's an opportunity for us to rough him up. I think he gave up 3 runs over 5 innings, if I'm not mistaken, in his first start back. So I look for us to do damage, early and often. But at the end of the day, you just hope this 2 home run game from Judge kind of gets him out of his slump. 30 home runs before the All-Star break, 4th time in his career, tied for the most all time.
Crazy.
And then Jazz. I mean, Jazz has just been absolutely unbelievable. And really couldn't have been playing any worse before he got hurt. Now he can't be playing any better. So you love to see that. Obviously disappointing game on Saturday, but overall, I mean, what'd you think about these last couple of games, Danny, for the Yankees over the weekend?
I thought they were really good. I mean, Saturday was just, again, the compounded issue of things that don't work, really don't work.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Ben Rice caught Friday and Sunday. And so if you're Austin Wells, it's kind of like if there's a trade package, does Wells fall into that? Like, it'll be interesting to see because right now, if the playoffs started tomorrow, your starting outfield is probably Trent, Bellinger, and Judge. You want Stanton as your DH, and then you're probably going to want Goldie at first just for the defense. So Bryce is probably going to, as of right now, Rice looks like that catcher over Austin Wells, over JC Escara. So I think that's an interesting thing to see. I mean, hopefully, I just heard this morning Dominguez hasn't homered since he walked off the Rangers. And so he had the 4-hit game against Cincinnati, but this series, he didn't really do much, hoping that can turn it around. But, I mean, it's definitely good to see the turnaround. I mean, Judge mashes all of the pitchers in Toronto. Judge owns the Rogers Center, so excited for this week. And then if the Mets keep crumbling, I hope they don't pull it together during the weekend series.
I'm hoping for 3 out of 4 there. I feel like it's a good opportunity, for us to have some separation. And it's just like I was saying, you had that 6-game losing streak. You've kind of been, I guess treading water. And then, if you have a good series here, then that really gets you back to where you need to be. So hopefully that's the case. Starts with tonight. You want to just attack Scherzer, early and often. And I'm fully confident that Rodon can get you, a quality start tonight, maybe like a 6 innings, 2-run run type of situation. And with Wells, it's interesting. It's interesting if his name will come up. I would be fine with trading him, honestly. Because I just have confidence in the Yankees, developing catchers. Seems like they've done a great job with that. And I actually did see, unrelated though, Tony, some breaking news.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right, stand by.
The Steelers have finalized a trade to acquire all-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey from the Dolphins, per rap sheet and per Josh B, because he said this in the group chat. So thank you for that one, Josh.
That's a fun move.
And I mean, why not? I know Ramsey maybe isn't at his peak of his prime, but at the same time, I think, him, the Steelers system, you'd imagine you'd get
Steelers
some high
defense.
Production there, right?
Yeah, dude, that's a great move. Good for them, man. Rodgers gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I think so.
No, he's
I
not.
think so.
You really don't think so, Jay?
No, dude.
Why?
But Jay, you don't think
he's still a 42-year-old man?
So you think he even makes it through the season? Like, is he starting injured?
Yes, I know how I sound right now. I sound like a
salty
jealous
Jets fan,
a salty ex-girlfriend for sure. But it's the truth. He's not the man he once was. It's the truth, Tony.
Yeah, but don't you think? I mean, come on, dude.
I think it's just that he was on the Jets. I mean, let's be real. Jay.
And honestly,
that's why I went to shit with
no
coach. It's the Jets. Yeah, I do. I think it's. I mean, you don't think there's more structure there with Tomlin?
Will tell.
I mean, Tomlin has the track record of being in the playoffs. So I mean, I don't know.
Tomlin has a track record of being an average average.
But
coach.
imagine if he was our coach.
I would love it.
I'd
rather average than below average.
Right. But I'm saying Tony knows it's 11-12 wins with Rodgers and the Steelers. I really do think so. I mean, at least 11.
Yeah. I would think so. I mean, they have a great team,
I
dude.
will bet
The
against
defense
that.
is great. They're gonna have offensive weapons as well. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
That's what they got Metcalf over there now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. They do, dude.
George Pickens.
Yeah, Jay, what the hell are you even talking about, dude? Like they're making the playoffs. Dude.
Whatever.
Like, come on. Dude.
It's a little facetiousness. I think.
Facetious, dude. Salty.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm excited
salty bag
for
of
Justin
chips,
Fields.
dude.
You know,
I am. I'm excited for Justin Fields.
That mobility aspect that we just haven't had.
Oh, for the Jets.
It's going to be a little different.
Oh,
Definitely a little different of an offense. I think they're going to lean more towards like a Detroit
and like
running
you know,
game.
like pumped about Aaron
good.
Glenn too, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
He's a very no nonsense. You know,
Mhm.
keeps the guys' heads on straight. I think it'll be good.
heads
Yeah.
are on straight, dude.
I think it's good vibes all around. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
for
And
sure.
From good vibes
To bad-
to
sad
bad
vibes.
vibes.
Sure, dude.
No, I mean that's just I'm not even being facetious. I mean, obviously it was a tough
No, you're being
weekend
honest.
for the Mets. What do you got?
I mean, obviously tough here with the sweep. Sorry, I lose my pencil. And for I think franchise history, the worst series ever by the Mets.
Literally?
In terms
Yep.
of point
Run
differential.
differential?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Run different. Yeah, literally like the worst in franchise history, which is, you know, I mean, it is what it is at this point. I mean, you know, you can take it by game here. I mean, you look at Friday and I guess maybe Friday you thought you were set up the best in terms of pitching with David Peterson on the mound.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, he doesn't really do well. I mean, it was for him, it seemed like his location was way off on Friday. It seemed like he was leaving everything on the lower portion and over the middle of the plate. As my camera goes out. Sorry. Ryan, you just want to talk for 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or really, I mean, I feel like, I mean, Jay, you had to be tuned in this weekend, right?
I was.
Let's hear it from you. I mean,
Thank you, Brian.
what did you see out there? Obviously, you didn't hit. You gave up a bunch of runs, but I mean, what else is it?
But yeah, no, like what Tony was saying, like, yeah, we thought we'd had our best chance on Friday with David Peterson, but then, you know, we go to the bullpen, and the bullpen's just been lacking this
Your
season.
guy, Stanek.
Yeah.
Stanek and Kranick.
Stanek was not used.
He was not used on Friday.
No.
But
No, I was saying over the weekend.
Blade Tidwell, he was used on Friday, and
Mhm.
it's just like there's a struggle. There's like an obvious fall off from our
Mhm.
starters to the rest of the bullpen, and it's very frustrating. And honestly, Paul Blackburn should not be a starter in the MLB.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I said
they
that
keep
a while ago.
they keep starting him, dude. Like
Mhm.
he gets
Mhm.
tattooed. He had a great first inning on I think it was Saturday,
Mhm.
but then
Saturday.
and he got tattooed in the second inning. And you know, it's just like, why do you keep starting this guy?
I mean, it really does at this point. I mean, you know, the Mets are tied for having the most injured players, like with the Astros right now, and 10 of those injured players are pitchers. So it's like yeah, you don't want to start Paul Blackburn if you have an entirely healthy roster. He's
Yeah.
not in your rotation.
No.
So it's just like unfortunate that Mendoza is kind of in this scenario right now where he's forced to put these guys out. He really doesn't have, like, his hands are tied. And it's like, again, I mean, like we were saying too, I mean, like, you know, Friday, Peterson,
Mhm.
like that's what you're banking on, that for him to have a good start. You're banking on him to eat up innings, dude. He goes 4 2/3. Mendoza really has no choice but to put someone out there who could, you know, have some long relief. He throws Tidwell out there, who doesn't have a lot of experience in the majors, and he gives up 4 runs. You know, like, it's not against a team, not for nothing, but the Pirates going into this series, and obviously in this series, they're going to, you know, players like Reynolds, Cruz. I mean, they were gaining momentum, you know, like offensively as a team. And so they kind of hit this, you know, hitting their stride at this time where the Mets are struggling in terms of fielding like competent pitchers out there. And like I said, Mendoza has no choice. I mean, you got to keep Tidwell in there because, you know, Saturday's game, he's like, oh, like Blackburn probably isn't going to last a while, so I'm going to have to use a lot of my bullpen guys.
Mhm.
So he has no choice. He really has no choice but to keep these guys out there for Friday. Like I said, we're not getting the job done. And I mean, that does fall on Peterson. That does fall on Tidwell. I mean, obviously maybe Tidwell, you're asking a lot from him at this point in his career. But Peterson's certainly not. I mean, it's not outrageous for, you know, Mendoza to hand him the ball and say, hey, go give me 7 innings. You know, that's the way Peterson's been pitching this season. And not for nothing, like I know I was saying, you know, Pirates were having a lineup that were hitting their stride. Like, I don't give a shit, dude. Like, you're supposed to be like one of the top rotation players here, pitchers. So it's like, you know, he needed to get the job done. He wasn't, you know, he was leaving changeup over the middle, sliders over the middle. It obviously wasn't good. And he gives you 4 2/3 with 5 earned runs. I mean, it's just not a Peterson start that you needed to start off this series. And I mean, that laid down the groundwork for the rest of the series, obviously, because you look at Saturday, you do get the Blackburn start. And I mean, it's exactly what happened. It's exactly what most people kind of anticipate what would happen was that he lasts one inning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He gives up 3, looking very, very hittable. And like you said, Jay, I mean, he's just not a pitcher who should be starting in the majors, it seems. You know, it's not that he's necessarily making mistakes. It's just his pitches are hittable. He's a hittable pitcher. So, I mean, it is what it is at that point. Again, you have to use up a bunch of your bullpen guys. You end up using 5 bullpen pieces: Buteau, Waddell, Garrett, Brazoban, and Pochi. And it's pretty interesting. I mean, you know, obviously, Buteau, Waddell, and Garrett come in, and you know they give you 6 innings of what 2-hit baseball. So with no one run, so they kind of puts you in a position. But unfortunately, you're faced with a time here where you're not scoring at the same time. You know, so it's not like. You know, you can give some pitchers momentum. You know, you're not doing that at all. It's still, 3-0, a 3-1, a 3-2 game. You know, it's not like you were leading at any point. And again, you put in a guy like Pochi who doesn't have a lot of experience or appearances as a Met. I mean, the dude's 30 years old, lefty out of Texas, has limited major league experience.
They were leading in the first, Tony.
The Mets were after Soto, the RBI single.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. But other than that, I mean, it's just not really. You're not giving these, inexperienced pitchers any leeway. It's not like they're coming in with a 3-run lead and it's okay, I can manage through this. It's like, no, we have a 1-run lead. We're down by a run, and I need to strike out the side here. Yeah. And you don't have a bullpen that's going to be doing that right now because most of them are injured or spread thin.
More a cliff note here to the breaking news if you want to go back to it. In the return for Jalen Ramsey, the Dolphins get 3-time All-Pro safety Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Really, dude?
So very rarely do we get these player-for-player swaps with 2 guys that I think will be starting on the defense.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. And I'm actually thinking about this for a second. Was Minkah Fitzpatrick, was he originally on the Dolphins?
Yeah, I think he did play for the Dolphins.
And then they traded him to the Steelers, so that you don't see as you see guys get traded back.
All I know is that he's an absolute freaking ball hawk. All right, dude.
Minkah
Fitzpatrick, yeah.
Well, they needed to replace Javon Holland.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you go...
Confirmed Miami 2018.
Yeah. So, kind of interesting there. So, I mean, who do you guys think is the better player at this point?
Jalen Ramsey.
I would say Ramsey.
I'd probably say Minkah.
I feel like Fitzpatrick didn't have a great year last season, so I'm kind of questioning here. By the way, he was traded by the Dolphins with a 2020 4th-round pick and a 2021 7th-round pick for a 2020 1st-round pick to the Steelers.
Okay.
And a 5th-round pick in 2020. So a bunch of picks, I guess.
So that's going to be kind of interesting.
Hyped for the NFL season.
Yeah.
Honestly, just talking about it now, I am pretty hyped.
Yeah.
By the way, his stats from last season, obviously, let's see. Any
1 pick.
One pick.
One pick the last 2 seasons.
1 pick the last 2 seasons. Did lead the league, though, in 2022 with 6.
But still, he's going to be 29 this season.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I mean, somebody's got to win that trade. And it's interesting. Speaking on this, Ernie says they missed the playoffs and have a sub-500 record for Tomlin's first time and his darkroom, which would be interesting.
Wow,
Rodgers was the end of the streak. Maybe get some fire too. Imagine everything.
Ernie's supporting me on this side.
I just don't see that happening.
You think Ernie's coming from a place that is non-biased though? With Aaron, I mean, does he dislike Aaron Rodgers?
I think it's a little facetiousness.
Is Ernie
a little bitter about the end with the Packers?
Oh, he's a Packer
winning
fan.
One.
Yeah. That's
funny. And he says, finish the phrase, Tony. Is he talking about the Mets?
I'm not going to finish the phrase, Ernie. Okay, dude?
Can we go back to the Mets?
Honestly.
Yeah, go back to the Mets. You're excited for football. I think you're more excited for football than the Mets, Jay.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
The Mets they're still 1.5 games back. Is it too early to be talking about playoffs or
for the baseball season?
For baseball season.
No, I mean, you always talk about the standings, but you know what's interesting, though, with this type of performance and what we've seen recently? I asked Tony, he says, no. You think Mendoza's job comes into question at some point, especially if the losing continues?
No.
Even if it's 5 in a row.
He got ejected for the first time all season this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. Definitely frustrating, but I don't think his job will come into question. Maybe if they don't make the playoffs this year.
You swept by the Yankees. 45-10 outscored in the series. You don't think he gets fired?
No,
not fired, but
I think you're very like Tony with this like resistance, like firing people, trading people.
Well, it's also like because what are you talking about?
But it's always,
45
I
to
think
10
every time I
split by
ask
the
you that,
Yankees. Like, what are we
unless
talking
it's
about?
like something ridiculous, I think
That is
you're very,
ridiculous.
No, what I'm saying, you're very hesitant to fire anybody.
Well, because
Yeah.
like why? Because why is like
I believe
I just
in-
noticed that with like the Rangers, the
Right.
Jets,
well, because especially
Mets.
for mid-seasons, like how often do you see
Like,
a
finish out the
team
season.
that's successful
But we've
with
also seen it.
Robbie Thompson?
Yeah.
They make the World Series, but they lose.
B.
okay?
Robbie Thompson. Why
Be
not?
Robbie Thompson, sure.
Who are the assistants on the staff? I don't even know any of them. Who's the bench coach? I mean, Hefner. Hefner is the manager.
I mean, listen, it does seem like his work with some pitchers has been good,
Yeah.
but I mean, like I don't know. Listen, I think at the end of the day, Mendoza's a good manager. Like I said, he's got 10 fucking pitchers injured. Like this is not his fault.
Right.
Like it's not like what is Mendoza gonna do to make this team win games? Like
Right.
nothing. Like he's playing the roster he has right now to the best of his ability, which isn't bad, mind you. All right, you're just sitting in a really piss poor slump right now, and not for nothing. I think Mendoza is dealing with it very well. Like any other good manager, I mean, he protects his players from the media. And from what I can tell, it seems like a lot of players enjoy playing for him. And I enjoy being a fan of his, to be honest.
Mhm.
I think he's done a lot of good wonders here, these past couple seasons with the Mets. I mean, it's regardless, like Jay said, you're a game and a half out. You have the same record as the Yankees, same amount of wins, same amount of losses, I'm pretty sure, too. I think you have the same amount of games played. So it's like, I know right now it looks bad because of this stretch, but it's like, you have a leeway. You can make it to break. I would imagine the offense, which has been ice cold. I mean, in these 16 games, Alonso's 1 RBI. He's been your guy to go to the first half of the season, and he's been dog shit so far, in the month of June.
To that point, Tony, Juan Soto actually has been kind of picking up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's batting over 300 this month,
Yeah.
11 homers, I think 20 RBIs. I mean, if that guy continues to play like he has been in the upcoming series, and you do get Alonso to come around, which I'm anticipating Alonso and Lindor to get back to center a little bit, and then you guys, start having some offensive production. I mean, maybe, yes, you do still have a pitching problem to deal with, and maybe you want to go out there, trade deadline, and grab some bullpen pieces, maybe a starter, and maybe put the center field, maybe a little bit on the back burner, as you do have some reinforcements offensively. I know Jesse Winker, I think, has been having some rehab starts. That could solve a DH problem. And not for nothing, I mean, I think, you're also dealing with a question mark with Francisco Alvarez. I mean, he was someone you were banking on doing well, and he's down in your minor leagues right now, and same thing with Vientos as well. He was someone who we were banking on having a good, full second season with the Mets, and right now he's dealing with an injury and dealing with playing like an asshole.
Yeah.
So it's
0
like
for 4, 0 for 3.
and both those guys who were struggling at the plate, started having some trickle down errors on the defensive side of the game here. So I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, how do you not just hold those players accountable? I mean, like at the end of the day, it's those players who you're banking on having good offensive years, not, so it's like, they could have obviously helped a ton when you're dealing with injuries out of your bullpen, when you're dealing with giving up 9 runs to the Pirates, so, I think there's a lot of, things to look forward to. Like I was saying, Ernie, on Friday, in terms of reinforcements, I mean, you're anticipating Minaya to come back and hit the ground running.
When is he coming back?
I mean, he got delayed a little bit. I guess he has like, what's the term? Like bone fragments, I think, in his shoulder or something like that. So he was shut down for the weekend.
Oh, so that was over this weekend.
That was this past weekend. Yeah. But still, they still say that his return is imminent. Same thing with Kodai. So,
I miss him so much.
I mean, not for nothing. Again, like Kodai was, a Cy Young contender who's been out of your rotation. So it's been pretty tough, dude. But having those guys back, I mean, you'd imagine the Mets will bounce back and the offense will follow. And like I said, you make some good moves at the deadline, which Stearns, who said yesterday, seems pretty confident they'll come out of it and make good moves at the deadline. I know there's a lot, in question, I guess, for the Mets, but I don't know.
But they get the day off today.
Yes, dude.
A nice day to recoup.
And then who?
Well needed.
Who are they playing?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Who's been one of the hotter
Brewers.
teams in baseball as of
Yeah.
late. And I think you're versing like the heart of the rotation.
Jacob Mizorowski.
Yeah, dude.
He's the phenom.
He's like their next best young guy. I think through 3 starts, he's just been dominant is what it's been. So it should be interesting to see again how the Mets could bounce back if they could. You know, the Brewers, like I said, are an extremely hot team right now. They're 7 games above 500, maybe. And they were off to a tough start. I mean, I feel like the end of the
Yankees
year,
kicked their ass.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they were under 500 to
10
start
games
the
above
year.
500.
They're 10 games above
Freddie
now.
Peralta versus Clay Holmes tomorrow.
I mean, Peralta's been great.
Yeah.
Peralta's been great. So, you know, you have your work cut out for you in terms of this this matchup here. So, like I said, you know, before Pittsburgh, you know, it would have been nice to sweep them to get something under your feet before you verse the Brewers. But obviously, it doesn't happen. But you know, maybe there'll be an extra fire lit under some of these guys' asses. Like, you know, Jay was saying, Soto's been hot.
Yeah, I think Juan Soto needs to like share his swagger with the rest of the team. You know, like I feel like he's a swagger jacker. You ever heard that term, Barnes?
No.
No, we'll look it up.
Well, a couple of things I was gonna say here. First of all, close with the record, but yeah. So Yankees and Mets, same amount of wins. Yankees have 2 less losses.
Yeah.
And then you're speaking of the swagger jacker, and I don't know. And by the way, Jimmy Bucket says huge series win in the Bronx. I agree there. But any concern that it's like, you know, Soto's only stretch of the season coincides with the Mets' worst stretch of the season? I mean, you think it's just a coincidence? Timing?
I think it's just a timing thing.
Yeah.
But it does seem like when Soto's hot, everybody else is not. Like everybody else is like ice cold, and I don't know what that is. Like maybe it's like a locker room thing. But
And I haven't really got to ask you this. Like, I mean, there was all those concerns about him not wanting to be there. I mean, any still lingering concerns there now?
No. He seems happy. He's dancing in the batter's box again. You know, looks like he's making jokes and fooling around. And,
and I think with all that, I think he's only going to be happy if he's producing. I think that's what I think. So I'm thinking that's what the beginning of the year was about. You know, he needs to be the star. If he's not, he's tight. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but you know, you hope that his stardom will kind of rub off on the other stars on the Mets. You know, like Tony was saying, Pete Alonso's. I mean, he's got a few hits this past weekend, but like he's not hitting them into the stands like he was like earlier in the season. Right. Like we need like Lindor to step up as well, and then you have like guys like Nimmo and Jeff McNeil, Brett Beatty, you know, coming in.
Vientos.
Yeah. Mark Vientos needs to step the fuck up too.
Yeah. Stanek.
Stanek, Krennic.
I also like wonder too. Like, I mean, you look at the way Mendoza was using the bullpen too. I mean, I think you saw Buteau once, Garrett once. I mean, I feel like he also maybe used this series to see what other options he could have in the bullpen. Because again, I mean, like, you know, he didn't use Diaz at all. You know, he didn't use Diaz at all this weekend. So it's just, I feel like maybe he was just feeling some things out. You know,
why show me that?
Yeah. Well, at least, you know, if you need Diaz for 2 or 3 games, why not? You know,
why are you showing me a dead mouse, huh?
You know what's funny? Before he said that, I knew that's what it was.
But I mean, do you think that that's the case though?
I thought he was bringing me a sandwich.
No. Are you bringing that down to Sharon or? But I've been saying it for a while, and sure, you know, they might have to, you know, wait till the deadline. But Jay, I think they need multiple relievers.
Yes,
be aggressive.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think that they should pull like a Rays or like the Tigers last year and like let like Clay Holmes be the one starter and everyone else is like an opener? Or you don't even have enough arms to like get through those games?
Think about that.
You really don't. You don't have enough bullpen pieces to do that.
Like why not put Brazoban? You know, he's a closer, but like why not start him?
Or I mean, is there anybody in the minors that can start games? Or
there's one guy.
This is a guy.
I think Rick was talking about one guy who like seems to be reasonably, possibly, maybe in major league shape, but he's like, it's still a long shot if he's ready to be called up. You know,
sound confident.
So exactly, and he's like, everyone else is not ready at all. So you really don't. Shane, I don't. It's not Shane McClanahan, obviously, but his name sounds like that. It's
okay,
like it's Irish McClanahan something. But
Irish Catholic,
a lot of kids, dude.
The drinking,
dude. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, it just doesn't seem like you really have many options in the minors to go to, so it will have to come from outside the organization. Or again, I mean, like Kadai comes back. Montas maybe hopefully can figure it out. Obviously, the start this weekend was not good, but hey, only second start.
But you really think he's going to be good?
His fastball looks good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like to come in again, like I feel like not many pitchers, even in the staff, honestly, let alone the rotation, has like a dominant fastball that you could be maybe somewhat intimidated by. So if he can figure that out, I think he can be effective. And then again, I mean, maybe by then you can throw McGill, who comes back from injury, into the bullpen. Then you have another bullpen piece there, and you'll have your actual starting rotation out there for seemingly, the first time this season. But yeah, it is. I mean, I don't disagree with you, Brian. I mean, you do have to go out there and get pitchers. I mean, you need that, especially if you are coming into a scenario where you're in the postseason. I mean, that's pitching is going to be at a premium, as many teams, organizations know. So, I would take that over any offensive player.
And maybe because of it being a competitive market, plus with what you really do have to offer. Are you thinking more likely, though, with like a starters, for instance, that it's going to be like a resurrection, or reclamation projects like Charlie Morton or something? Like they're going to do that rather than getting somebody like Alcantara?
I think they should go out and get DeGrom. That's what I think they should be doing.
Yeah,
I know you want to think it's kind of funny or laugh at it.
He doesn't want to come back. He doesn't want to be.
I think he doesn't like the Mets.
I don't think so, dude.
Well, you do think he likes the Mets, or you don't think he likes the Mets?
I think he does want to come back, or he would come back, I guess is how I should phrase it. I don't think he's going to say, no, I'm not going back to the Mets organization. I mean, I don't know. He's been back to Citi Field once. I'm trying to think. They either played in Texas or he went to Citi Field. I forget. But obviously he spoke on, being with the Mets again. Obviously he knew guys on this roster. He said, it's all good. He has happy times there. And I think given an opportunity, not for nothing, he's kind of won with Texas already. Like if he's going to go, if he has an opportunity to go back to the Mets and win a World Series or be competitive, I think he'll do it, I think he would do it, and I think it's something the Mets should pursue. I think the Mets fucking owe it to him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if he's interested. And
use all the help they need.
Really, a couple guys that might be in play if the Royals, keep struggling, would be a couple other former Mets in Seth Lugo and Michael Wacha.
But how's Lugo's stats? Do you have him up right now? Because I feel like this year hasn't been like last season. Like, do I really trust him that much?
Lugo 274.
Okay, that's really good.
And Waka's in the threes.
Yeah.
And I know Waka was terrible with the Mets the first time, but he seems like a different pitcher now. So I just think those are two guys that maybe they don't have the name tag as Alcantara or somebody else or DeGrom, but I think those would be great additions. If they're not going to get him, somebody else will. If the Royals are going to continue to struggle.
I would love that too. I mean, the Mets and Royals have some good amount of history too.
Yeah, World Series, right?
World Series.
Yeah. So you think good thing with the day off today, or?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, how could it not be? Rest up, figure it out, team meeting, whatever you got to do. Go hang out with Juan Soto.
I think Lindor, Juan Soto, and Pete Alonso need to all hang out and be best buds.
But I don't know if Soto hangs, honestly.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think Lindor hangs. I think Lindor is the guy who
I can see that.
He's got to change his walk-up song.
Change his walk-up
really,
song?
Dude?
Really?
Yeah. Why? You tired of My Girl?
I'm tired of My Girl. He's got to use his timeout to even have the song be his walkout song.
Yeah,
so
true.
I think he's got to really change his mindset here with his batting. He shouldn't be thinking about his family. He should be thinking about hitting the ball into the freaking stands.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong. I do agree with you. Maybe he's not the guy who hangs out because, wife, 3 children, I think.
3
now,
kids.
Right? His third children this year. So
divorce or?
No, they're very happily married.
Very happily married.
Juan Soto's a young
divorce
buck.
next year.
Juan Soto needs to be hanging out,
Yeah, I mean, he might hang out.
Yeah, but why doesn't he hang out with the Mark Vientoses of the world? Watch pitches,
True,
working
right.
at bat.
True.
First of all,
it's all about him.
Hold on, let's back the fuck up right now. We don't know if he does or doesn't.
We know he doesn't.
No, we don't know.
We don't know that.
I would bet he doesn't.
I would bet anything that.
I would bet that they do hang out frequently together.
Who do you think his best friend on the team is?
Juan
Soto's best friend on the team is?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough, dude.
You want me to say Mendoza, don't you? No, I think his best friend is definitely
Steve Cohen.
I mean, that's
he pays him, right?
Exactly. It's like Steve Cohen's biggest investment. Besides the Mets.
I don't know.
Right?
I mean,
No, but the way you guys are answering right now, it seems like deep down you know that, like, dude, he's definitely like
Brian,
not,
because what are you talking about? Who is best
But-
friend on the team? What do you mean, the third
Okay.
grade?
Who's Aaron
No,
Judge's
oh,
best
not
friend
a-
on the Yankees?
Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Volpe, Cody
Yeah.
Bellinger.
No. See,
They're
they
not
can't do
best
that. They can't
friends.
all have best friends. That doesn't make any
It
sense.
could be any
They're
of
all
them.
my best friends. They're all my best friends.
Rangers games, Knicks games. We've
Yeah.
seen this stuff before.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, that's
you
a
could just
that's
tell
crock of shit.
Was one-
Soto does not hang, and that's fine. That's fine. He's a money guy.
You
I mean,
can't
whatever.
tell. You don't tell. We don't know, dude.
But just because
like the
you-
Rangers aren't
but
playing, the
you
Knicks
guys-
aren't playing.
you guys
There's no
were
games to go to,
struggling,
dude.
But you guys
No.
are struggling to come up with who his best friend is. So if you're struggling, I think there's a reason. Now,
Yeah,
Do you
that's
realize
the
how
thing.
ridiculous you sound right now?
No, Tony's got a point.
That
Tony.
Yeah,
like
you
we
can't
can't
come up with a
identify
name.
their
You
best
don't-
friends.
But you
like
don't watch games and or follow teams, and you see guys that are always talking to the dugout, and
Mhm.
you could just tell their
them,
friends. And
they
then you hear
all are.
things.
They're all talking. Juan Soto's dancing. They're flipping
But-
bottles in the fucking dugout. They're all having a good time.
I think it
Like
was
how can I
While they're
say,
losing.
oh, who's their
Alvarez.
best friend?
No, that's
like,
when they were winning.
it doesn't matter. Like, who's his best friend?
Let's get to the comments.
Yeah,
Some-
yeah, 'cause
some-
this is
some People
ridiculous.
have some stuff to say
Who's his
here.
best friend?
By the way, your mother, it says good morning. So
Hi, Mary.
once again, thank you, Mary, Paul, great hosts
Yes.
over the weekend. Had an outstanding time. Great food, great camaraderie.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Only if Soto could have that with his teammates.
Grimace is his best friend.
Matthew Gaber says Tony Cole for Soto straight up. Ha ha ha. JK, he says. And he says, oh, Tony, please. Soto hangs out with his mom and Papa watching Family Feud on Friday nights, he says. But see, this is like, it's the same shit with like, oh, like Soto went to the Mets because his mom told him to. Like, it's erroneous reports.
Michael
like,
K said it. We asked him.
yeah, let's ask him again. Let's see what he thinks again now.
what?
dude,
Again,
because
I
he
just
doesn't.
asked him.
Michael
I
K
just
said
asked
it.
him on Friday.
What did he say? What
What
did you
is
ask him?
my-
No.
no,
What
no.
did you
I'm
didn't
not
ask
gonna
him.
lie.
You didn't ask him.
This is with like the Soto is friend. This that. No. So Matt asked.
Oh,
him,
this is
actually.
when no one else was with you besides you and Matt, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just making this
Okay.
up. Just talking out of my ass.
I don't know. It seems like it.
No, but I will say Michael K did backtrack because remember we played the sound bites and he was saying like, "Oh, Soto's tight. His family's really pushing him in the Mets. And want to go to the Yankees." He's when we asked him about it, he goes, "Oh, well, at first, that's what he wanted, but then towards the end, he wanted to go to the Mets. But at first, it was his mother, like forcing it, like, oh, you got to go to the Mets, and he wanted to go to the Yankees. That's what he said. But it's like, well, that's not what he said on the soundbite. I didn't want to say that to him, but that."
Well, because it
that's the
sounds like
reality.
he's putting his foot in his mouth because he said something he had no business even saying, is what it seems like. Just like us trying to say who Soto's best friend is
I would say
by what we
Lindor.
see in the dugout.
I think Lindor is his best friend.
Thanks for answering.
I don't know. I think it's clear Soto is, I think what a good comparison for Soto is dog with his half gummy, his vodka tonic Sunday at the Masters, enjoying it by himself. That's Soto to me, honestly. That's fine.
I mean,
Dog's still
if
married.
that's fine
right?
what you
He's happily
think.
married, right?
I don't know. Seems like it.
Well, yeah, as long as he gets his me time. That's what he always says. So I think Soto likes his me time, and that's fine, Tony. But you want to just start winning, and you hope that him being hot, at the plate, will translate into some wins. I mean, that's what
Do
it
you
is.
think Juan Soto is like he's like having sex, and that's why he's like performing so much better?
I don't think that has anything.
You don't think it had anything to do with it?
No, and I still
Maybe he's got a girl.
I know
you
it's gonna
know?
seem like I'm being facetious, but I still question that he's like really enjoying being Matt. I don't know. That's just me, but
I think he's having a great time. He's got a little honey down there in the Queens. He's spending all his time with her.
But at the end of the day, I guess because I know Tony's tight right now, but it's just like our speculation doesn't matter. It's about what happens on the field. So just win the games, and all these questions, these conversations, we won't be having them.
As long as Juan Soto hits home runs, I'll be happy.
All right, Tony. I mean, it's enough staring at this point. I think the point is across.
I'm look at the cameras. I'm cutting cameras. All right.
Tony's doing his
Got
job.
Jay here. All right.
Tony's doing his job.
Something also to add to the Jalen Ramsey trade.
What do you got?
Oh,
Jonnu Smith.
Do you want it?
Yes, Jonnu Smith
whoa!
is also included. They've been
Jonnu-
trying to move off him all offseason.
Are there just gonna be like
Tight end,
slowly
right?
just like new
Yeah.
players involved in this trade, like as we get?
I
in it,
guess
like,
I think.
like,
I
what
don't
is-
know,
what's
but
going on
isn't it
here?
separate though, right? The draft picks.
oh,
are
is it separate?
I think. Like
I don't know.
part 2 or something. I don't know. Like I guess might be a separate transaction, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that's basically what it is. Smith to the Steelers for a late round pick. So
Mhm.
seems like that's somebody like handpicked by Rodgers, but it's interesting because they have Freiermuth. Maybe they want to go double tights since they only just have Metcalf, and then the other receivers are kind of
Pickens, dude.
Yeah.
George
Pickens
Pickens.
is on the Cowboys.
Oh, he got traded.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He
Yeah.
wasn't very happy, I feel like, on the Steelers.
No,
They would have.
Choker says he's like a
those
big
are
guy.
two personalities that would have clashed hard.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah, hard.
Exactly.
And I'd rather have Metcalf.
Yeah, me
So-
too.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
seasons.
Yeah,
It does seem like it's two separate trades.
Okay, it
Yeah.
does.
But the fact that they both happened within
yeah.
an hour of each other.
Yeah.
and then I also see on here Ernie saying Soto producing, so they can't blame this guy on him. LMAO, and
He's
then
right.
Matthew is.
I mean, I don't think anyone was,
is,
you know?
his best friend. It's me.
Yeah.
And then
My mother says you've got your Mets shirt.
is she talking about me?
I don't think she's talking about me.
Facetious?
Oh, no, I forgot my Lindor
You did
jersey.
forget your Mets shirt. Ah, there you go.
No.
No facetious.
No.
There you go.
Well, because you know what, dude?
Sleeping
I got a
serious.
stain on it, dude. So it was on the sides.
Hey, at least the stain will come out, right?
Ah, yeah, I
You
guess
never
so.
know. You never know.
Yeah.
But what kind of stain was it?
You know what, dude?
Sauce?
I was so pissed, dude. It was sauce.
Ooh.
No. Wait, what?
Pizza.
Yeah, it was from the pizza, dude. I was so fucking pissed because this was Friday.
Mm.
I
always
made it
take
through
off
the
the jersey.
entire fucking beach bash. I
Gotta
made it
take
through the
off the jersey.
entire day, Jay. Get home. It's like 8:30 at night. You
Yep.
order pizza,
Yep.
and I look down and the fucking sauce in the
Happens,
jersey.
bro. Happens.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
that's a comebackable stain.
No, yeah, it was immediately recognized.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good, dude. My mother sprayed whatever on it. And she, classic mom, just getting, good at getting stains out of shirts.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
They're
Yeah,
magic.
do it.
Who
They
knows?
do it. So yeah, we'll see if this off day can do the Mets some good, and I'm excited to watch the Yankees later. Just want to also mention, was watching Sunday Night Baseball last night. Tariq Skubal and like Pooch was doing his like pronunciation thing because I've said Skubal, but it's Skubal. I guess I've looked it up. This and that.
I
so.
like Skubal.
But is it just me, or do radio personalities, analysts, don't some people call him Skubal?
Yes, dude. I feel like I don't
Only
know.
you.
I still feel like to this day that there's different people mispronounce their names like all the
Ludwig
time.
Aubert, right?
Yeah.
But regardless, he was electric. Struck out his first 5 batters, 13 strikeouts, only 1 walk, 1 hit. Bless you. Now 10-2 on the
Thank
season, a 2.15 ERA as the Tigers shut out the Twins 3-0. Nice game to have the under 7.5 there. Tommy Kahnle also pitched a scoreless 8th, got a double play. He's pitched well for Detroit. And then Vest has really settled into that closer role, 2.37 ERA. So Detroit's a force, that's for sure. And I really am not going to be surprised if the Yankees end up being matched up with them. Now, in terms of the games from
Tonight.
Friday, Tony, do we still have some catching up to do there? Or are we updated? Yeah. But I'm trying to think if I did good or not. I want to say I didn't. I don't know.
You went 3-3.
Oh, what do you know? Jay, the total, even though I just hit on a total last night, thank God for the first time ever. Totals are annoying.
They are so annoying in
Yeah.
baseball.
Yes.
I've been paying attention to your guys' picks too.
Yeah.
I love writing them down, and then the next day I'll check them off.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Nice,
there you
dude.
go.
I like that.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's what you
Super
want, dude.
fan over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Thanks for
Dude.
telling you.
Barnes is definitely better at picks than you, Tony. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's right. You won last time, though, right?
They did win last time.
I guess
did.
we're
I
probably
did.
tied now, I'm guessing,
No,
right?
actually, no. I have a game lead.
No
Okay.
way.
How about
Right
that?
now?
Right
No
now.
way.
What?
Yes.
What would you go,
How?
6-0?
I went 5-1.
Okay.
Wow.
And you went 3-3.
But I thought it was up 2 games.
You were up
That's
after after Wednesday. You were up 1 game
All right.
because I went 4-2,
One
and
game.
you went 3-3. You went 3-3 back-to-back days. I went 4-2 and 5-1.
So what are the overall records?
So right now you're 69-75, and I'm 70-74.
Okay.
So one
And
game
then
lead.
whose pick is it?
I don't know. I think it's yours.
It is? All right. Let's get started. MLB 6-pack pick segment, Hirsch Law Firm. You already know the deal. And we're going to Canada. Rogers Center, the Blue Jays and Yankees, first of 4. Carlos Rodon towing the slab for the Bronx Bombers. 9-5, 2.92. A whip under 1 at .97. And he struck out 119 batters in 101 and 2/3 innings pitched. And he's opposed by Max Scherzer, making what I believe is his 3rd start of the year.
Yep.
5.63 ERA and only 8 innings. So not a lot of pitches, not a lot of innings under the grizzled vet's arms. And I think he gave up 3 runs in his last start. So I feel like this is a good spot for us. I mean, it's not the old Max Scherzer that would dominate any team that he would face. So I feel good about this matchup. And I think the offense will be early and often. And the Yankees, which else is interesting, but it makes sense, we've been hitting. Before yesterday, in June, the Yankees total was under 16 games in a row before yesterday. So I think a new trend starting with the over. So I like that again. I think Jazz and Judge stay hot. And give Stanton, going back to the place where he hit his first career home run as a Yankee. I think he's going to hit 2 home runs in this game, just like he did in that game. So I think this is a bloodbath. I think this is like a 10-4 Yankee victory. So that'd be Yankees over. Also, Rodon, I think, will go 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, continuing his all-star season. Yankees and the over.
Hell yeah.
Yankees and the over, dude.
I saw it coming from a mile away.
Yeah. All right, obviously kind of tough. Mets off today. I mean, where do we go, dude, is the question. I think I'm going to go to Fenway. Why not do the Red Sox versus the Cincinnati Reds here? Garrett Crochet, other than that start against the Yankees, he's been pretty dialed in recently, 2.06 ERA, 7-4. Red Sox have not been dialed in, though, losing 4 out of their last 5, a lot because of lack of offense, as we've seen this year from them. But I think Crochet goes full game shutout, to be honest. Red Sox win this game. I'm going to say 2-0. Give me Red Sox in the under, Brian.
Watch out for number 1 prospect there, Chase Burns for Cincinnati. Pitched well against the Yankees last time. So I think that's definitely an under. If I was betting any unders tonight, that would be the one. So I like that pick. Maybe not the Red Sox winning because fuck them. But besides that, Tony, we're going to go number two. I hate to do this, but I think being realistic here.
No, you don't.
This has nothing to do with the Mets. The Rays, I think, will win. Rasmussen has pitched well. They are at home. George M. Steinbrenner Field. Rasmussen 7-5, 2.45. Lopez for the Athletics 2-4, 3.56. But just after playing the A's, I mean, they are a team that the fundamentals, the errors in the outfield, the lack of offense at times. So I think the Rays, who lost 2 out of 3 to Baltimore, which is interesting, but I think they'll win this game 5-2. Give me the Rays and the under.
All right, next game here, Rays and the under. I guess I'm going to go to Citizens Bank. The Phillies here, the Padres. Even though I don't like it, dude, Zach Wheeler obviously dialed, having another good season.
Another
7-3, 2.45. Looks like he'll be matched up against Matt Waldron, who looks like he's getting his first start of the season. I'm not sure why, if he's coming back from injury or just wasn't up, because I feel like he pitched all last year. Doesn't really matter,
injury,
though. I would imagine injury as well. I would imagine he goes 4 innings, 4 earned runs. Fascinating start out of him. Phillies on a little bit of a skid of their own, which kind of helped the Mets here.
Yep.
But I feel like today the bats will be hot, reminiscent of their 13-0 victory over the Braves this past weekend. So I was giving the Phillies maybe 8-3. Phillies in the over. Bang.
All right. So my third and final here. I am going to go with the San Francisco Giants, 45-39 in Arizona. Diamondbacks 41-42. Are they buyers? Are they sellers? Corbin Burns injury. People think they might be moving some pieces like Suarez. We'll see. Webb's been great, as he has been one of the best pitchers in baseball the last few years. The Giants have not been great. Losers are 4-5. Lost a series to the White Sox. And Arizona's lost 4 in a row. So somebody's got to give. Swept by the Marlins. I think this is an under game, but Webb dominant. 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, no earned runs. I think the difference in this game, a Wilmer Flores 2-run homer.
There we go.
Only offense of the game. Giants win 2-0. Giants and the under.
Giants under. That's a good pick. I like that pick a lot, actually. I was looking up that one myself, dude.
Yep.
Sorry, excuse me. I mean, Royals going through it, but the Michael Wacha, the turnaround.
I was looking at that game.
All right, Jay, you want to take the Royals?
No, I was going to take the Mariners.
Well, you like Seattle. I think you're kind of biased, dude.
I am biased. Cal Raleigh going home.
I know.
Big Dumpy.
A big old Dumpy.
That's what his
T-Mobile
name.
Park, dude.
Big dumper.
Big dumper. That's right.
All right, let's go with the big dumper here in
Big.
Seattle, dude.
Hell yeah.
Dropping the turds are the Mariners here, who, speaking of dropping turds, dropping 3 of their last 5. How about this? Over the
Law of
weekend,
averages.
every single game went into extra innings in their series against the Rangers. Royals taking a dump of their own, 6 games under 500, losing 4 of their last 5. So, yeah, why not, dude? Waka, maybe a quality start, maybe 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Bullpen gets absolutely slammed, though. End up giving up another 5 after Waka's start. Mariners win this game. I'll see my final score of 9-3. Mariners in the over for my last one.
Just like that, 6-pack MLB pick segment. Hearst Law Firm excited for Toronto, and it sounds like Matthew is excited about a vodka pie.
Yes, dude, he is, because he said it, dude. The vodka pie, dude.
There we go. Hungry right now.
Vodka pie was great,
So
dude.
was best friend.
You enjoy the pizza, right?
Oh yeah, pizza was great.
Sicilian.
Vodka pie is where it's at.
Yeah, I feel like that should be more of a staple amongst pizzerias. I feel like you don't see it enough.
Yeah.
And like Remo says some rule, it has to be a large pie. But listen, large pies are always better anyway, Jay.
That's true.
Unless you're getting them in New Jersey.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
He says, yeah.
I don't know what that means. But I got a chicken parm with vodka sauce on it. That was amazing.
A drunken chicken parm.
What'd you call it?
Drunken chicken parm.
That's what they call it, vodka sauce?
Yeah.
I think that should be how chicken parm is made. I want Tony maybe wouldn't agree with this, but I just feel like in a situation like a parm, how is it not better with vodka sauce? Like a really good vodka sauce. How could the marinara be better? Not that marinara isn't good, but I just feel like the vodka sauce
adds that little extra.
Takes it to the next level.
Yeah, exactly, dude. People should do that all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Staple on the menu.
Really, this conversation is tough right now. Definitely hungry. That's for sure.
Me too, dude. I could definitely eat.
I
gotta work tonight.
That's tough.
Yeah, I know.
You gonna work tonight, Jay?
Yeah, I gotta go to the restaurant.
What time?
5 o'clock.
Are you expecting like a big dinner rush tonight? I don't know, dude. Week of the 4th of July. Why do people barbecues? It's Monday though.
You get a lot of tourists in there.
And this, I hope this doesn't create a long conversation. Maybe it will. But Matthew's saying, Tony, not gonna lie though, I think Sammy Sicilian is better. J-Man, wow. Yeah, and I would say the pizza was.
What did he say, J-Man? What?
Whoa. I agree with him though. Honestly, I think the pizza was great, but I think Connecticut pizza still taking the cake. Pizza was good though.
I don't know, dude. I mean, their Sicilian is not the best I've had, but I think it is better than Sammy's. I mean, L&B style I think is better. That's just my opinion though. So
you never know what
are you gonna do, dude?
Good's good though. At the end of the day, right?
Good is good. Good is good, dude. Their vodka pie was okay. I honestly had a better one from the one at the place in the city I had last week.
Oh, okay.
But that's my first time ordering a vodka pie from them.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Okay.
That place doesn't have good round pie, honestly.
Huh?
Like their margarita's okay, but their regular cheese isn't really that great. Normally, it's just Sicilians from there is what we'll get. The calzones, dude.
Calzones.
Oh, the calzones are so good, dude. The mozzarella sticks, dude.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is it time to pull up the grid?
Oh, the grid.
Oh, Bonds is hungry, huh? No shit, huh?
Wow, dude. Oh.
All right, get the grid up.
All right, dude.
All righty then.
Oh, Kansas City, dude. Speaking of Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City on the grid.
On the grid.
Good ones on this grid. One that I particularly like, Kansas City and San Francisco, Miguel Tejada.
Kansas City, San Francisco, Miguel Tejada. All right, yeah, I think that'll be solid. Miguel Tejada, dude. 1%, dude. You love to see that.
And how about one that I feel like people forget about, but that Armando Benitez was once on the Mariners and the Orioles. Armando Benitez.
Is it Benitez? Oh, yeah, there it is.
How
2%. There we go,
that?
dude.
Do people remember Robbie Ray's stint in Seattle?
I would think so.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a tough one, dude.
But I think there was an Haniger. Didn't Haniger play on both?
Yeah, Haniger's on both.
Haniger probably better. I would say.
Mitch Haniger, let's see it, dude. 8%, not bad. We could do Batista for Orioles Royals. Jose Batista.
I feel like that's becoming your Wilson Benjamin.
I mean, he's been on so many fucking teams, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Go ahead.
Bang.
3%.
3%. We'll take it.
Third base All-Star, Scott Rowland, bottom right.
What does the 3%
3%.
mean? I see you guys do this.
3% of the submissions have been Scott Rowland for that.
Okay.
And
okay.
you want the lowest. You want to be the most obscure players, the least known.
Got you.
All right. So
I mean,
think of like
Mullins, Orioles All-Star. You think that'd be too much?
Or
Felix Batista.
Batista has been in offense.
Wait.
Felix who?
Batista.
Yannier Cano. Yeah, Yannier Cano.
I don't know if Cano has Cano been an All-Star. Definitely.
I don't know. Definitely.
I think Batista definitely has. If you want to do Batista, I'm gonna go Batista, right?
Felix Batista. 0.9, dude. That's a good one, Jay.
And I was trying to think for Seattle third base. Other than Kyle Seager and Adrian Beltre, anybody else that's played third over there?
Bruce.
Currently they have Williamson.
Do Williamson. No one's gonna do Williamson,
right? Why would we say that?
Like, I don't know if J.P. Crawford has gotten a game in third or something like that.
I don't know for sure. Barnes made his decision though already.
Yeah, Williamson. I mean, it's like 0.9.
0.9.
Oh, 2%, dude. The wrong one. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Thanks, dude.
And then for Kansas City, besides Moustakas, I'm trying to.
Who's their third baseman right now?
Mikel Garcia?
Yeah,
Mikel Garcia.
That might be a lot. He's playing well this year.
Okay.
All right.
But I feel like a lot of times people this year, just like Ben Williamson, I tell you, go Garcia. Under 5% guaranteed.
Garcia, what's his first name?
Mikel.
Mikel.
There you go. 6%. Under 5 guaranteed.
Bad, but didn't really get the guarantee.
And then the All-Star for the Giants. Rob Nen. Yeah, no one's going to go
Sure.
Nen. Yeah, go Nen.
There we go. 1% for a
26.
score of 26.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
I would say not bad at all, dude. Not bad.
I've seen better.
Ernie says, "I'm here, my bad." LOL, dude.
Hey, Ernie,
it's okay,
we did
dude.
it.
Didn't even need you.
Snafus. Jay, I feel like I can see you getting into this sooner or no?
I'm kind of getting into it right now, Barnes.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Getting into it right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
what I'm talking about.
It's fun, man.
I mean, just like knowing names is like I think I like go watch like old ESPN, old baseball games.
Honestly, dude, as you do them, like, because
should I start at season 1
for the grid?
No,
for
MLB.
Oh, for MLB?
MLB
Yeah,
baseball.
definitely. Go back to season 1. Dude.
Those are going to be newspaper clippings.
No, dude, it's pretty sick because you can see like everyone who's in that category. They give you there's 96 people who played for the Orioles and the Royals, and then you can go to show, and they show you the 96 players.
That's kind of cool.
Like that and they give you Bruce Shen has played for both. Yeah.
Yeah, it brings you to their baseball reference.
Stats, what years they played with. Like Chavez was.
Is this an offshoot of Baseball Reference?
It is made by Baseball Reference.
Cool.
Yeah, this is a Baseball Reference vehicle, as Brian would say.
I love that.
Yeah. There you go.
Baseball Reference is sick, dude. Like they do a good job.
And really hockey reference, football reference.
But Baseball Reference is like
Baseball Reference is the thing you just
they're
keep
there
looking
looking
at. And I saw this too, and I have one of my fantasy teams. James Wood, first since Barry Bonds to get 4 free passes in a game. Intentional.
He's
wild.
He's really good, dude.
He ruined FanDuel's night last week.
Yes, he did, dude.
Wait,
he
did.
You didn't hear about this, Brian?
No.
FanDuel. Want me to say it?
Yeah, Jay, you say it.
FanDuel released a new like terms and conditions that like a bet is viral and like it's online, that they have the option to void it. So if like everybody's betting on it, and they see that someone posted it online, they're gonna void that bet.
So it was a parlay, and the last leg that needed to hit was James Wood hitting a home run against the Padres, which he did.
Yeah,
and they voided it.
No.
I think they lost like $2.2 million.
Yeah, they've changed it. I know it's bullshit. Dude.
Some like big like betting Instagram.
Wait, is this FanDuel? I'm sorry, is this FanDuel?
Yes.
It's
So
like
I think it's FanDuel.
They make so much money. It just to be so tight. It's like, well, if people can't win, why are they doing it then?
Exactly.
So like, just let it go. It's like, geez, all the money they spend in advertising, that's a problem.
That's true.
Trying to make it back.
But like, that's
true.
But like,
No, it's bullshit.
It is
obviously.
bullshit, dude. Then don't have that. Like, then don't do
no
it.
one's making you.
They're
be
moving.
a betting book,
They're moving
right?
the goalposts. You know.
Yeah, exactly. They're moving the goalposts, dude.
Oh man. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's really where we're at here.
Yep.
In,
Good show.
In the world of sports. And like I said, yeah, looking forward to Yankees later. Kind of just like flew by though, fellas. No.
Yeah, dude. I would say so. Did you have your eyes on the NHL draft at all?
No, but I saw the Rangers took what was it? 3 defensemen, was it?
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? And then Schaefer went to the Islanders.
I guess, dude.
C+ with the grade, huh?
Yeah, dude. I mean, the ESPN here. I was reading some articles. They're saying that
Spence.
They're banking on some of these guys. Malcolm Spence being one of them. I feel like Sean Barnhill, people enjoyed, and Erickson, the other defender or the center rather.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it seemed like that they were saying that a lot of talent was left on the board at each of these picks. So.
It's the Islanders. Bridgeport Islanders is the worst team in minor league hockey.
I mean, Islanders got a great grade.
Consistently last place.
Is Schaefer going to go right to the NHL or is he going to start in Bridgeport?
He's probably I don't know.
Usually they go right to the NHL, number 1 pick, no?
Yeah, I guess so, right? I guess. I don't know for sure though.
Is he supposed to be? I mean, I know there's only so many of these guys, but is he supposed to be a plus?
Yeah.
Kale McCarr. I mean, is that they had 2 first rounders? 3 first rounders?
3 first rounders. Yeah,
Wow.
the 1, the 16, and the 17.
But is that what he's supposed to be?
I don't know, to be honest.
Franchise, right?
I haven't gotten much.
You're a franchise defenseman unless like.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess franchise defenseman, possibly future captain, possibly. Obviously they traded Noah Dobson, crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, who told me that? Oh, I think maybe Mike told me that.
What was the trade?
I don't know. I have to look up. Hold on a second. Sorry, I got lights going out on me. Noah Dobson, Canadiens. Yeah.
8-year contract.
Let's see, dude.
Wait, these hockey trades, because it's not mainstream media, like you don't hear about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a sign and trade, and then got him the picks.
They got 2 2025 first round picks, number
so
16 and 17. There you go, and then Emil Heineman. I mean, honestly, I'd say good for the Canadiens on that part, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Well, and I guess they did it because it's like maybe him and Schaefer similar players. So
yeah, maybe, but also, I mean,
they had to give him a big contract.
Well, like you weren't giving up, the first round. Like you weren't giving up that player with your picks.
Yeah,
but also, I mean, they already have like Suzuki, Caulfield. They had that other young guy that came up towards the end of the season too. I forget his name. But they're going to be probably pretty nasty.
Yeah,
like with St. Louis behind the bench there too. Montembeau moving the pipes.
Yeah.
I mean, Canadiens, they were someone knocking on the door of the playoffs this year, and it was pretty surprising. So,
yeah, we'll see how this trade alters their trajectory, and hopefully the Rangers got it right.
I think San Jose was something to be like trifled with too. I know I saw some of their picks. Dude, they had the 2nd overall pick and the 30th in the first round. But now they got like 3 good players.
Yeah.
Obviously, Celebrini, this guy Misa, who seems like he's going to go right into the team. So it could be a different NHL we'll be looking around. Who knows?
I think the Rangers a little less pressure this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think better season.
I think there's all the pressure in the world on Mike Sullivan right now, to be honest.
I don't know though.
He's gonna get fired.
I mean, I guess it depends if they're bringing in Mitch Marner and giving him a bunch of money.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, though, I mean, like maybe you could argue all the pressure's on Drury because he's gonna have a shorter leash in terms, but like not for nothing. It's like if you get rid of a GM, you're gonna get rid of Sullivan probably too.
If you're a smart hockey mind, I mean, like Sullivan's a good coach. So.
No, he is. He's a good coach. We'll see what happens.
Leading us President's Trophy
on the ice.
This is like the guy at Bar A last year talking about Jaden Daniels. President's Trophy.
He was
Rangers
right,
this
dude.
year.
Yeah,
he was right.
He was right, dude.
So am I.
Didn't even play it down right. All right. President's Trophy, dude.
But yeah, so we'll see how the draft works out. And I was just gonna say, even though the day off probably helps the team, is it kind of tough for you guys mentally because you can't get a win today after all the losing? Like you're earning for it.
No, I'm happy it's not playing.
No, I'm rather.
Really?
Yeah, I'm rather. They're not playing at all. So it's just like
They can't lose.
They can't
They
lose.
can't lose.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
what
Tony.
it said.
All right.
That's what it said.
All
Thank you, Tony.
So.
All right. All right. All right.
We're not the Mets
All
aren't
right.
losing today.
There you go. There you go. That's the positivity.
Huge up.
But yeah,
The beer in the back.
The beer in the bats. Let's go. Another great show today. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in.
Very good.
Great having Jason here as
Yeah,
always.
Jay,
Always
dude.
love being here,
Yeah,
guys.
dude. Great job,
But
Jay.
thank you all for tuning in. Continuing, comment, like, and
And
subscribe.
subscribe.
All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and
And
Jay.
Jay.
Costume merch down at DTV.com. Well, everybody enjoy the day. Enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees. And we will see you.
Mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.